America, stop whatever you're doing. These are real Christmas 911 calls so unbelievably ridiculous, you'll swear I'm making them up. But nope, every single one actually happened. From Karens calling the cops over crooked tree stars, to grandmas threatening families with candy canes, to one guy reporting his neighbor's inflatable Santa for staring at him. This list is pure holiday madness. And trust me, wait until you hear number 7. Even Santa would resign. Smash that like button if you've ever wanted to call 911 on your own family during Christmas. Drop your wildest holiday disaster in the comments and watch till the very end because number 49 had the dispatcher laughing so hard they put the phone down. Let's get this to 1 million views before Christmas. 1. A young American father called 911 on Christmas morning after his teenage daughter screamed that their Christmas tree was possessed. The blinking lights kept turning on and off in a strange rhythm. The father panicked because the family cat sat frozen staring at the lights like it saw a ghost. His wife told him to calm down, but he insisted the tree was communicating. Their neighbor, an old woman, knocked on the door and said her lights were also acting weird. The dispatcher tried not to laugh while explaining that a power surge was affecting half the street. The father felt embarrassed when the lights returned to normal. The daughter rolled her eyes and said she wanted a normal family for Christmas, which made everyone laugh together softly today. 2. An elderly American uncle dialed 911 after he believed his neighbor stole his Christmas wreath during the night. He woke up early and saw the hook on his door empty. His niece tried to calm him, but he insisted the neighborhood had a wreath thief. A young woman next door said she saw someone in a hoodie walking around, but she thought it was a delivery driver. The dispatcher asked the uncle to double-check the yard. He stepped outside and found the wreath lying in the snow because the tape had failed. He felt embarrassed when his family laughed. The niece placed the wreath back properly. The uncle apologized for the confusion. The dispatcher said holiday chaos was normal for many families across the country during festive seasons. 3. A young American mother called 911 on Christmas Eve after her son shouted that their gingerbread house was under attack by ants. She ran to the kitchen and saw dozens of tiny ants marching across the frosting like they were invading a sugary fortress. Her husband grabbed a broom and slipped on a cookie crumb, which made the daughter scream louder. The grandmother insisted the ants were a sign the family used too much icing. The neighbor, a friendly man, brought spray and joked that the ants just wanted holiday snacks. The dispatcher calmly suggested removing the house from the table. The mother followed the advice and the ants scattered quickly. The family laughed afterward and promised they would build sturdier gingerbread walls next Christmas for extra holiday peace. 4. A young American teen called 911 when he saw a raccoon sitting inside the family Christmas tree like it owned the place. His mother screamed and ran into the hallway, while his father filmed the moment, thinking it would go viral. The raccoon stared at them calmly and refused to move even when the uncle shook a box of crackers. The dispatcher told them to stay back and wait for animal control. The teen's little sister peeked around the corner and said the raccoon looked cute, which made everyone groan. Animal control arrived and gently removed the creature. The father apologized for filming. The raccoon wandered away into the yard. The family agreed their holiday decorations needed less edible ornaments next time for safety and a bit more common sense. 5. An American grandmother called 911 after she became convinced her neighbor's giant inflatable snowman was slowly leaning toward her house. She sat on her porch wrapped in a blanket, staring at it like it was planning an attack. Her grandson tried to explain the wind was blowing harder than usual, but she insisted the snowman had moved inches since morning. The neighbor, a friendly man, walked over and pressed the button to deflate it, which made the grandmother jump. The dispatcher told her everything was safe and encouraged her to stay inside. The snowman collapsed harmlessly on the lawn. The grandmother felt embarrassed but laughed with her family. They agreed to keep her away from inflatable decorations during windy weather for the rest of the holiday season. 6. A young American couple called 911 after their oven locked itself while the Christmas turkey was inside. The husband pulled the handle and panicked when it refused to open. The wife started crying because her parents were on the way and she wanted a perfect dinner. Their teenage son tried searching online for solutions, but nothing worked. The dispatcher recommended unplugging the oven and waiting a few minutes. When they did it, the lock clicked open instantly. The turkey slid out perfectly cooked, which made everyone laugh. The grandparents arrived right as the panic ended. The husband promised to test appliances before holiday meals. The family agreed the turkey tasted even better after all the chaos they survived together that afternoon. 7. A young American woman called 911 after her Christmas lights began blinking in what she believed was a secret message. She stared at the wall, convinced someone hacked her decorations. Her boyfriend told her the lights were cheap and probably malfunctioning. She ignored him and insisted someone was messing with their house. Their neighbor, an older veteran, came over and inspected the lights calmly. He laughed when he discovered the plug was halfway loose, causing random flickers. The dispatcher reassured her the issue was harmless. The woman apologized for the confusion and laughed at herself. The boyfriend said this experience proved they needed better decorations. The veteran tightened the plug and the lights returned to normal. Everyone agreed holiday stress caused too many wild overreactions this year. 8. An American uncle called 911 after hearing strange scratching inside a wrapped present under the tree. He swore something was alive. His sister told him to relax, but he backed away slowly. The kids became excited, thinking it was a surprise pet. The dispatcher asked if anyone recently bought animals. The family shook their heads. The uncle finally opened the box and screamed when a large mechanical toy sprang to life, making loud scratching sounds. The oldest kid laughed so hard he fell over. The mother said the uncle needed to handle gifts with more patience. The dispatcher admitted this was one of the more unusual calls of the day. Everyone agreed the uncle reacted dramatically, which made the story funnier. 9. A retired American man called 911 after believing a stranger broke into his yard and rearranged all his Christmas decorations. His wife pointed out that the windstorm last night was strong enough to move almost anything. He refused to believe it, blaming local pranksters instead. Their neighbor, an energetic teen, walked over and showed them the security camera footage. It clearly showed strong wind gusts flipping the decorations around. The man sighed and admitted he jumped to conclusions. The dispatcher reminded him windy conditions cause hundreds of similar reports each year. The wife helped him reorganize everything neatly. The teen added extra stakes to secure the reindeer decorations. The family laughed together and promised to keep the holiday display simple next year. 10. An American mother called 911 because her son insisted someone stole the star from the top of their Christmas tree. She searched the living room in confusion. The father joined and pointed at the floor where the star was lying broken after sliding off earlier. The son refused to believe it fell and accused the family cat who slept on the couch. The dispatcher calmly explained ornaments fall often when branches dry out. The mother placed the star on a lower branch. The father taped the top of the tree to secure it better. The son apologized after realizing the cat had not moved at all. The family laughed together, realizing holiday stress made simple things feel mysterious. 11. An American teenager called 911 after hearing loud thumping sounds inside the attic on Christmas morning. He believed someone was hiding up there. His mother told him it was probably squirrels again, but he refused to go near the ladder. The father climbed up carefully while the teen hid behind the couch. The dispatcher stayed on the line, suggesting they wait for the father to confirm. A moment later, the father laughed after discovering a box of old decorations had fallen over because the heater vibrated overnight. The teen felt embarrassed but relieved. The mother reminded him to clean the attic next time. The dispatcher said holiday noises freak people out often. The family agreed the heater caused unnecessary drama this year. 12. An American grandmother called 911 after a Christmas card on her table began playing music unexpectedly. She believed someone was controlling it remotely. Her daughter tried to explain the card had a timed sound feature, but the grandmother insisted it never behaved like that before. The grandson picked it up and laughed when he found a tiny loose switch inside. The dispatcher reassured the grandmother this was harmless. She apologized for the misunderstanding, but said the sound startled her. The daughter calmed her down and offered tea. The family placed the card safely away from her seat. Everyone laughed gently and agreed Christmas gadgets confused people more than they helped during the holidays. 13. An American father called 911 when he found his living room completely covered in shredded wrapping paper. He believed someone broke in and vandalized the place. His daughter pointed at their dog, which sat proudly surrounded by torn ribbons. The father refused to believe the dog caused the chaos until the son showed a video from his phone. The dispatcher told him this was common during Christmas mornings. The father sighed and began cleaning up the mess. The family teased him for assuming a burglar would break in just to ruin wrapping paper. The dog wagged its tail happily, unaware of the panic. Everyone laughed and realized the dog enjoyed the holiday more than anyone. 14. An American young woman called 911 after seeing strange shadows moving behind her outdoor Christmas lights. She thought someone was sneaking around the house. Her brother walked outside and discovered the shadows came from a loose decoration swinging in the wind. The aunt joined and confirmed nothing suspicious was happening. The dispatcher explained wind could distort shadows easily. The young woman felt relieved yet embarrassed. The nephew tightened the decorations securely while the family watched. They all laughed gently at how the moving light made a simple decoration look alive. The family agreed outdoor lights caused more stress than joy, but they still enjoyed decorating every year. 15. An American uncle called 911 after believing someone tampered with their Christmas cookies. He said the cookies tasted strangely salty. His sister laughed and told him he probably mixed ingredients again, but he insisted someone sabotaged them. The niece checked the kitchen and discovered he accidentally used salt instead of sugar. The dispatcher tried not to laugh as she explained the mix-up was common. The uncle apologized but said the cookies ruined his morning. The nephew offered to help bake new ones. The whole family joked about his cooking skills. They spent the afternoon making fresh cookies and laughing together over the mistake. 16. An American mother called 911 after hearing loud banging on her front door during Christmas dinner. She feared someone was trying to break in. Her husband checked through the window and found the wind kept slamming a loose wreath against the door. The grandmother commented that the wreath needed stronger hooks. The dispatcher confirmed there was no danger. The mother felt embarrassed but relieved. The husband secured the wreath and the noise stopped instantly. The kids laughed and said Christmas decorations always created chaos. The family returned to dinner and enjoyed the rest of the evening peacefully. 17. An American teen called 911 after noticing a strange blinking light under the sofa on Christmas morning. He panicked, thinking it was something dangerous. His sister crawled closer and pulled out a lost toy that activated when the dog nudged it earlier. The mother sighed with relief. The dispatcher said this sort of confusion happened often during the holidays. The father joked that the toy caused more fear than any real danger. The teen apologized and laughed at his overreaction. The sister kept the toy safely on the shelf. The whole family teased the teen gently for the rest of the day. 18. An American grandfather called 911 after thinking someone stole his favorite Christmas ornament from the tree. He searched the entire living room while the family watched confused. The daughter asked him to calm down and check carefully. The grandson found the ornament under the couch where it had rolled earlier when the cat played with it. The dispatcher assured the grandfather this was normal holiday chaos. He apologized but said the ornament held sentimental value. The family comforted him and placed it back securely on the tree. They all laughed softly at the misunderstanding. 19. An American woman called 911 because she heard a loud crash in her backyard and feared someone fell. Her husband grabbed a flashlight and walked outside carefully. The crash turned out to be their inflatable reindeer, which had toppled due to high winds. The neighbor commented the reindeer always fell every year. The dispatcher explained wind caused similar incidents across town. The woman laughed with relief. The husband secured the decoration with rope. The family enjoyed hot cocoa afterward and teased her for overreacting. 20. An American father called 911 after believing a stranger was shining a bright light into his window on Christmas night. He woke the whole family in panic. The mother checked the yard and realized the new street lamp installed that morning was brighter than expected. The daughter joked the city was giving them extra holiday lighting for free. The dispatcher confirmed the street lamp was part of a neighborhood upgrade. The father laughed awkwardly. The mother closed the curtains to block the light. The family agreed the situation was harmless. 21. An American grandmother called 911 after her Christmas stockings suddenly fell off the fireplace during the night. She believed someone tugged them down on purpose. Her son checked the hooks and noticed they were barely holding on. The granddaughter laughed and said gravity was the real culprit. The dispatcher reassured the grandmother that stockings fall often when they get too heavy. The grandmother relaxed and apologized for the panic. The son rehung the stockings with stronger clips. The family joked that Santa probably bumped into them. They spent the rest of the morning sipping cocoa and laughing at how a simple slip caused so much fear. The grandmother admitted holiday stress made everything feel dramatic, which made everyone smile warmly. 22. An American mother called 911 after seeing her Christmas ornaments shaking on the branches even though no one touched the tree. She feared an earthquake or a hidden animal. The father checked the floor and discovered the robot vacuum stuck under the tree, banging lightly as it tried to escape. The teen daughter burst into laughter. The dispatcher explained many families forget to turn off devices during holiday decorations. The mother sighed with relief and pulled the vacuum out. The younger son said the vacuum wanted to open presents early. The family laughed together. The father placed a small barrier to keep the robot from wandering under the tree again. Everyone agreed the machine caused more trouble than help that morning. 23. An American young man called 911 after believing someone was knocking on his window repeatedly. He thought a stranger was outside watching him. His sister walked over and opened the blinds only to find a loose wreath hanging from the gutter, tapping the glass whenever the wind blew. The mother laughed and told him to relax. The dispatcher said wind-related calls were very common during Christmas week. The young man apologized for the confusion. His sister secured the wreath tightly, and the tapping stopped instantly. The family teased him for assuming a mystery visitor chose Christmas night to creep around. They all enjoyed a peaceful evening afterward and promised to double-check decorations before panicking. 24. An American uncle called 911 after hearing strange jingling sounds moving around his living room. He believed someone snuck in wearing bells. The niece checked behind the sofa and found the family dog dragging a gift bag filled with small bells. The uncle shook his head in embarrassment. The dispatcher confirmed pets often cause holiday noise complaints. The aunt rescued the gift bag before the dog chewed the ribbons. The family laughed watching the dog wag its tail proudly. The uncle promised not to assume burglars wore bells. Everyone agreed Christmas brought more noise than usual, but it always created funny memories. 25. An American father called 911 after noticing smoke rising from behind his Christmas tree. He panicked and shouted for everyone to evacuate. The mother rushed over and discovered a candle burning too close to a gift bag, which had melted slightly. The dispatcher calmly instructed them to extinguish the candle. The father felt embarrassed but relieved. The teenage daughter reminded him to keep candles far away from decorations. The little son asked if the bag survived, which made everyone laugh. The family rearranged the entire living room to prevent further fire scares. They spent the rest of the evening joking about the almost disaster and appreciated that nothing serious happened. 26. An American grandmother called 911 after hearing loud metallic clanking on her roof. She feared burglars or animals. Her grandson climbed a ladder and discovered a loose metal decoration flapping in the wind. The daughter held the ladder steady while laughing softly. The dispatcher reassured the grandmother it was harmless. The grandson tightened the screws and the noise stopped immediately. The grandmother felt silly but grateful. The family joked that Santa had landed early. They enjoyed cookies together after the scare. Everyone agreed roof decorations needed extra care because winter winds always caused unwanted surprises. 27. An American young woman called 911 after seeing flashing lights outside her home and believing emergency crews were arriving. She worried something happened to her neighbors. Her cousin stepped outside and realized the flashing lights came from a Christmas projector someone aimed at their wall by accident. The aunt laughed and said projectors cause confusion every year. The dispatcher confirmed the light show was harmless. The young woman apologized for the misunderstanding. The neighbor adjusted the projector and waved. The family sat together afterward, enjoying the colorful display. They joked about accidentally receiving a free holiday light show and decided not to take everything so seriously next time. 28. An American father called 911 after hearing whispers near his Christmas tree at midnight. He feared someone hid behind it. His wife turned on the lights and discovered a talking toy accidentally activated when the cat walked past it. The dispatcher said this was a common issue with sound-activated toys. The teenage daughter laughed and picked up the toy. The father apologized for waking everyone. The family placed the toy on a higher shelf. They joked that the toy chose the worst time to speak. Everyone returned to bed laughing at how easily they got scared during the holidays. 29. An American teenager called 911 because the Christmas lights on the house suddenly went dark. She believed someone cut the power. Her brother checked the outlet and found the timer had simply shut everything off at midnight. The mother laughed when she realized they set the timer themselves earlier. The dispatcher confirmed timers often confuse people. The teen apologized for panicking. The father reset the schedule and the lights came back on. The family gathered outside. to admire the display. Everyone agreed the decorations looked better after the short moment of chaos. 30. An American uncle called 911 after hearing rattling noises coming from his gift closet. He worried someone hid inside. His niece opened the door carefully and found a stack of wrapped boxes, shaking because a small heater underneath vibrated the shelf. The uncle felt embarrassed. The dispatcher explained vibration-related calls happen often during colder months. The niece moved the heater to a safe spot. The family teased the uncle gently. They spent the afternoon wrapping more gifts and laughing about the false alarm. Everyone agreed Christmas storage areas always created unexpected noises. 31. An American mother called 911 after hearing loud thuds coming from the garage during Christmas afternoon. She feared someone was trying to break in. Her teenage son crept to the door and peeked inside only to find the uncle slipping on wrapping paper scraps he left earlier. The uncle waved embarrassed as he lay on the floor surrounded by tape and crushed boxes. The dispatcher reassured the mother there was no threat. The daughter laughed and said the uncle caused more noise than any burglar. The family helped him up and cleaned the floor properly. The uncle swore he would wrap gifts more neatly next year. Everyone agreed the mess created unnecessary drama, but made the holiday funnier. 32. An American grandfather called 911 after hearing rustling inside the Christmas gift bags near the fireplace. He suspected a wild animal had crawled inside. His daughter checked the bags and discovered the toddler hiding with a handful of chocolates. The toddler giggled proudly. The dispatcher reminded the family that children often hide during gift excitement. The grandfather laughed and admitted he overreacted. The older cousin relocated the chocolates to a safer shelf. The mother hugged the toddler who simply wanted more sweets. The family joked about keeping better watch during the holidays. Everyone agreed the toddler's hiding spot caused the funniest scare of the day. 33. An American teen called 911 after hearing the upstairs hallway bells jingling on their own. She assumed someone was sneaking around. Her mother walked upstairs and discovered the family cat batting at the decorative bells hanging from a cabinet handle. The father laughed when he saw the scene. The dispatcher explained that pets often set off Christmas decorations. The teen blushed in embarrassment. The mother removed the bells before the cat caused another panic. The family teased the teen gently. They sat down afterward enjoying cookies and cocoa while laughing at how easily small noises fooled them. 34. An American father called 911 after seeing what he believed was smoke rising from a wrapped present his coworker gave him. He panicked and moved the box away from the tree. His wife noticed a tiny vent on the side and realized it was a novelty cup warmer accidentally switched on. The teenage son laughed when he felt the warm surface. The dispatcher reassured the father the situation was harmless. The wife unplugged the gift and set it aside. The father apologized for the mistake. The family joked about co-workers giving strange gifts. They continued their holiday evening laughing about the unnecessary alarm. 35. An American grandmother called 911 after believing her kitchen lights were flickering suspiciously while she prepared Christmas cookies. Her son checked the breaker panel and found nothing wrong. The granddaughter pointed out the mixer cord was loose, causing small power dips. The grandmother felt embarrassed but relieved. The dispatcher said this kind of flicker was common with older wiring. The son secured the cord and the light stopped flickering. The family teased the grandmother lovingly. They finished baking together, sharing stories about past holiday mishaps. Everyone agreed the kitchen felt peaceful once everything worked properly. 36. An American uncle called 911 after hearing a deep humming noise coming from the living room. He thought someone hid behind the couch with equipment. His niece investigated and discovered a rechargeable toy train vibrating loudly after falling off its track. The uncle sighed in embarrassment. The dispatcher confirmed toys often cause confusing noises. The father turned off the train and placed it on the shelf. The young cousins laughed at the overreaction. The family enjoyed the rest of the evening watching Christmas movies. Everyone agreed toys should be turned off at night to prevent similar scares. 37. An American young woman called 911 after seeing her outdoor snowflake lights spinning wildly as if controlled by someone outside. Her brother went to inspect and realized the motor inside one decoration had loosened, causing an uneven spin. The mother laughed softly, seeing the light wobble. The dispatcher explained motors often malfunction during cold nights. The brother unplugged the decoration and tightened the parts. The young woman apologized for panicking. The family joked about decorations behaving like they had minds of their own. They enjoyed the rest of the night inside staying warm together. 38. An American father called 911 after hearing his front doorbell ring repeatedly with no one outside. He suspected pranksters. His wife checked the camera and saw the doorbell lightly pressed each time the wreath brushed against it in the wind. The daughter burst into laughter. The dispatcher explained this happened often when decorations sit too close to sensors. The father moved the wreath to a different hook. The ringing stopped instantly. The family teased him for thinking kids targeted their house specifically. They enjoyed the rest of their evening peacefully. Everyone agreed the wreath caused more trouble than expected. 39. An American grandmother called 911 after finding one of her decorative nutcrackers knocked over with its hat missing. She thought someone broke into the house. Her grandson searched the room and discovered the hat under the couch where the dog had dragged it earlier. The mother laughed and said the dog probably wanted a new toy. The dispatcher assured the grandmother everything was fine. The grandson placed the nutcracker back upright. The grandmother apologized and hugged the dog. The family enjoyed the rest of their morning joking about the nutcracker mystery. 40. An American uncle called 911 after a loud crash came from his backyard during Christmas lunch. He feared someone tripped near the fence. His sister checked outside and found the inflatable penguin lying sideways because the support rope snapped. The dispatcher explained, windy conditions caused many decoration falls. The uncle sighed in relief. The nephew helped secure the rope properly. The family laughed at how dramatic the fall looked. They returned to lunch and joked about decorating with fewer inflatables next year. Everyone enjoyed the rest of the day without further surprises. 41. An American father called 911 after hearing soft tapping behind the Christmas tree late at night. He believed someone hid there. His daughter turned on the lights and saw their pet ferret squeezing between the branches looking for popcorn from last year's decoration. The mother covered her mouth trying not to laugh. The dispatcher explained pets often slip into decorations. The father pulled the tree forward gently to free the ferret. The son said the ferret just wanted holiday snacks. The family placed the pet back in its cage. Everyone agreed the tapping sounded scarier than it actually was. They spent the rest of the evening laughing and securing the tree better. 42. An American grandmother called 911 after noticing a glowing light inside a wrapped present. She feared dangerous batteries overheating. Her son cut the wrapping slowly while everyone watched nervously. Inside, they found a motion-activated holiday snow globe, which lit up when the grandmother entered the room. The daughter burst into laughter. The dispatcher reassured the grandmother that the item was safe. She apologized for panicking, but said the glow startled her. The son placed the snow globe on a shelf away from the tree. The grandchildren shook the globe and watched the snow swirl. The family joked that new gadgets always confused her during Christmas. 43. An American teen called 911 after hearing metallic rattling under the dinner table. He feared a tool or dangerous object was rolling around. His little sister lifted the tablecloth and found the puppy chewing a silver ornament. The father rescued the ornament before it broke. The dispatcher explained puppies commonly cause holiday scares. The mother hugged the puppy and checked its mouth. The teen felt embarrassed for assuming something dramatic. The family moved fragile ornaments higher up the tree. They finished dinner laughing about the puppy's new habit of stealing decorations. Everyone agreed the dog needed more chew toys to stay out of trouble. 44. An American uncle called 911 after believing something was burning in the living room. He smelled a strange scent spreading through the house. The niece checked the outlets and found nothing wrong. The grandmother opened the oven and discovered the holiday candles melting because they sat too close to the warm edge. The uncle sighed in embarrassment as the wax dripped slowly. The dispatcher gave safety instructions. The grandmother placed the candles away from the heat. The family cleaned the wax carefully. They joked that the uncle needed a better nose for real danger. Everyone returned to their celebration, relieved nothing serious happened. 45. An American mother called 911 after hearing loud thumping inside the laundry room. She feared an intruder hiding behind the door. Her husband opened it slowly and found the dryer bouncing because someone overloaded it with heavy blankets. The teenage son admitted he tried to dry everything at once. The dispatcher said overloaded appliances caused many holiday calls. The mother laughed and unplugged the dryer. The father rearranged the blankets properly. The son apologized for the scare. The family agreed to supervise laundry closely during Christmas week. They continued the evening with fewer blankets but more laughter. 46, an American grandfather called 911 after spotting moving shadows behind his nativity set on the porch. He feared someone sneaking around. His daughter stepped outside and discovered a squirrel hiding behind the decorations nibbling nuts. The grandson laughed as the squirrel darted away. The dispatcher explained animals often explore holiday displays. The grandfather felt relieved. The daughter secured the decorations so animals could not squeeze behind them. The family joked that the squirrel wanted to join the nativity scene. Everyone enjoyed the rest of their morning without further surprises. 47. An American teen called 911 after hearing muffled crying near the Christmas tree. She believed someone was trapped. Her older brother investigated and found a toy doll stuck between two boxes, activating its crying sound repeatedly. The mother picked it up and turned it off. The dispatcher explained sound-activated toys caused many unusual calls. The teen blushed from embarrassment. The family placed the doll on a higher shelf to avoid more noise. They all shared a laugh and agreed Christmas toys needed better timing. 48. An American aunt called 911 after thinking someone was shining red lights through her kitchen window. She feared someone spying. Her nephew checked outside and discovered her neighbor's holiday laser projector was pointed slightly off-center. The neighbor quickly adjusted it and apologized. The dispatcher confirmed projectors caused similar confusion everywhere. The aunt laughed with relief. The nephew closed the blinds until the lights stopped dancing around. The family teased her gently. Everyone returned to making dinner and enjoyed the rest of Christmas Eve peacefully. 49. An American father called 911 after hearing loud footsteps on his roof on Christmas night. He genuinely believed someone climbed up there. The mother called the neighbor who said heavy icicles were falling from their gutter due to melting snow. The son checked outside and saw small chunks sliding down the shingles. The dispatcher reassured them the noise was normal winter activity. The father apologized and laughed about thinking Santa arrived early. The family drank cocoa together and watched the snow fall quietly. Everyone agreed the scare created a memorable end to the holiday. And if you think these Christmas 911 calls were wild, wait until you see how people acted on New Year's. Humans are truly undefeated. If this video made you laugh even once, hit that like button right now and drop the craziest holiday disaster you have ever seen in the comments. And before you go, make sure you subscribe because the next BrainFumble countdown is even more ridiculous than this one. Let's push this video to 56 million views before the year ends.